The idea that by applying best practices, providing sufficient resources, and applying community will, it would be possible to not just manage homelessness or limit homelessness, but to abolish homelessness. Now, some people, well, to be honest, a lot of people have questioned that vision. They say, as Jesus once said of the poor, that the homeless will always be with us. But we do have a precedent for the abolitionist vision. The first societies to abolish slavery were formed in the American colonies in the 1770s. Just 3 generations later, with the passage of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, the vision of abolishing slavery became a reality. Abolition was only accomplished with a great price of blood and treasure. Fortunately, we do not have to pay such a heavy price to achieve the day when everyone will have a decent and safe place to call home. All it takes is to allocate the needed resources, make the commitment to see the task through, and help others to share that vision. In a world with the kind of material and spiritual abundance that we enjoy, no one should have to be without a home. In the new year, let every one of us recommit ourselves to that vision. Our brothers and sisters deserve nothing less.
It was amazing to me how we started broadening the sense of what it means to have a home and what it means to be homeless. We began to realize that it isn't people who simply have to sleep out under the bridge at night. It isn't people who simply don't seem to connect with anybody other than themselves or maybe a few close friends, but rather even people who lived in what we would consider to be a home still were lacking some basic support in their lives, such as comfort and other things that Jean mentioned here briefly and is mentioned in your bulletin. If you look into your heart, you will find that there are ways in which you are homeless. And we can assume that everybody, when they look and find that, means that we all have a sense of disconnectedness, a sense of longing for a community, a family arrangement of some kind, and we have different kinds of families these days, but families are families. And to have friends, close associates that make that bond for us, that it tells us that we count in this world. And to overcome homelessness, in my judgment, and view of all this, is that we've got to build community. Small communities, large communities. We've got to have that sense, that esprit de corps, if you will, of the whole body of the community, where there is a spirit of compassion and acceptance and forgiveness, non-judgmental relationships and so forth. And then we might say, we're beginning to come home.
Why we gather here, it's the mystery of darkness and divine light that belongs to each of us and to the world. We should not avoid being aware of what we are doing to the world, but we also need to turn toward the light that is waiting within our own heart and the heart of the world. The mystery of darkness and divine light belongs to each of us and to the world. We are the world waiting in darkness, and we are the light waiting to be born. It is only too easy to see the darkness around us, the forgetfulness of the sacred nature of creation. the destruction and desecration of our beautiful and suffering world. The mystery of darkness and divine light belongs to each of us and to the world. We should not avoid being aware of what we are doing to the world, but we need to turn toward the light that is waiting within our own heart and the heart of the world. We need to hold this sacred light in our hearts and in our lives. We need to be the prayer for the world in this time of darkness. This mystery of darkness and divine light belongs to each of us and to the world.